In 1962, a Hungarian physicist, already a Nobel Prize winner, made a discovery that could rewrite everything we know about existence. He found evidence that we might be living in a simulation. Not a guess, not a conspiracy theory, a discovery based on the strange rules of quantum physics. He said he could prove that reality changes the moment we look at it. Multiple versions of reality can exist at the same time, and without conscious minds, the universe itself might not even exist. For the next 50 years, the scientific community mocked him, calling his ideas metaphysical nonsense. But now, decades after his death, top physicists are finally starting to admit he might have been right all along. One. His name was Eugene Wigner. Eugene Wigner wasn't just any scientist. He was one of the rare geniuses who could work across multiple fields of knowledge. Born in Hungary, he escaped the chaos of Europe and became one of the brightest minds in American science. He worked on the Manhattan Project, helped develop the mathematics that shaped modern physics, and in 1963 won the Nobel Prize. But the year before that, in 1962, he published a short, seemingly harmless paper titled The Problem of Measurement in Quantum Mechanics. What was inside that paper would disturb science for decades to come. Because in it, Wigner wasn't just talking about atoms or particles. He was talking about the role your mind plays in creating reality. 2. The question that obsessed him. Wigner's mind was hooked on a strange, unsettling question. What exactly is reality before we look at it? In quantum physics, particles like electrons and photons don't exist in one clear state before we measure them. Instead, they exist in a blurry cloud of probabilities, maybe state where they can be here, there, or anywhere at once. This was already weird enough, but Wigner wanted to know, what makes the leap from maybe to definitely? Is it a machine, a measuring tool, or something far stranger? This wasn't just a technical problem. It was a question that could shatter our understanding of the universe. 3. The leap that terrified science. Most scientists believe the collapse from uncertainty into a definite reality happened when a particle interacted with something physical, like a detector or a wall. But Wigner went much further. He argued that collapse only truly happens when a conscious mind becomes aware of it. Not a robot, not a machine, not even another particle. A thinking, aware observer. In his own words, it is not possible to formulate the laws of quantum mechanics without reference to consciousness. That meant the mind wasn't just a passive witness to reality. It was an active participant in building it. This idea was so bold that many physicists refused to even consider it seriously. 4. Why this was so dangerous. If Wigner was right, the implications were massive and unsettling. First, it meant consciousness doesn't just notice the world, it literally shapes it. Second, it meant the universe is incomplete without a mind to witness it. And third, it meant that without observers, there might be no physical world at all, just an infinite cloud of possibilities waiting to be chosen. This challenged the entire idea of an objective, mind-independent universe. If reality depended on who was looking, then reality was not absolute. That was not just science, it was heresy to many. 5. The thought experiment that broke physics. To make his point clearer, Wigner invented a mental experiment now known as Wigner's friend. Imagine his friend in a sealed laboratory, observing a quantum event like the spin of an electron. Inside the lab, the friend sees the result. It's either spin up or spin down. But outside the lab, Wigner doesn't know the outcome. As far as Wigner is concerned, the event is still in a state of uncertainty. Both spin up and spin down at the same time. Only when Wigner himself checks does the result lock in for him. 6. The horror of two realities. This thought experiment revealed something deeply unsettling. Two different realities could exist at once. One in which the event happened, and one in which it didn't. Both are equally valid until Wigner's observation. This wasn't a wild guess. It was a logical conclusion from the rules of quantum mechanics. If this was true, then reality wasn't just subjective. It was personal. Your reality and someone else's reality could be different in ways far more profound than just perspective. It meant multiple timelines might exist in parallel, waiting for the moment you decide to look. 7. Why scientists attacked him. To traditional scientists, this was like a declaration of war on the idea of an objective universe. If reality depends on the observer, then there's no single, universal truth, only countless branching versions of reality, each tied to a mind. Many physicists called Wigner's claims philosophical nonsense. Some accused him of smuggling mysticism into science. Yet the strangest part was this: Wigner's math checked out. His reasoning was solid. And as the decades went by, more evidence began to appear suggesting he might have been onto something. 8. The future catches up. Today, some of the most respected physicists are revisiting Wigner's ideas. John Wheeler's participatory universe suggests the cosmos is unfinished until observed. QBism, quantum Bayesianism, openly embraces the idea that conscious agents shape reality's probabilities. Even quantum computing, the most cutting-edge technology in the world, is built on principles that echo Wigner's observer-dependent logic. What was once dismissed as fringe is now at the center of the scientific conversation. 9. What this means for you. If Wigner was right, then you are not a helpless passenger in a pre-written universe. Your mind is part of the machinery that brings reality into being. Every thought, every act of attention is like programming the simulation. Somewhere, infinite versions of your life are playing out, and the one you experience is shaped by what you choose to notice, believe, and act on. You are not a spectator, you are a co-creator. 10. The universe happens through you. Think about what that means. The universe is not just happening around you, it's happening through you. You're not just matter, you are meaning. Without your awareness, without any awareness, reality, as we know it, might not exist at all. You are not small, insignificant, or powerless. You are essential to the story of the universe. 11. His death and legacy. Wigner died in 1995. By then, many in the scientific community had dismissed his ideas. Yet a small group of physicists kept his work alive, quietly studying and debating the Wigner's friend paradox. Today, it's one of the most discussed problems in quantum mechanics because it forces us to confront a terrifying possibility. Consciousness and reality are inseparable. And if the universe needs consciousness to exist, then who or what was conscious before humans arrived? 12. The universe as a mind. Wigner left us with an even deeper question. If minds are required for reality, maybe the universe itself is a kind of mind. Maybe the Big Bang was the first thought. And maybe, just maybe, every one of us is a fragment of that vast consciousness looking back at itself through billions of different eyes. 13. You hold the switch. So the next time you say, this isn't real, or this can't be happening, remember, maybe you are the one holding the switch. If Wigner was right, your mind is not a byproduct of the universe. It is the architect. Every belief, every emotion, every choice is shaping the simulation you call life. And the scariest part? You've been doing it all along without realizing it.